Hey everybody, I am so excited to be back and recording again. Sorry, I've been out with the flu and I think I finally have tackled it and I'm back on my game. So sorry I took a little bit of time off there. I have been on social media a lot lately on Instagram stories, and I've kind of alluded to a 21-day challenge. And that 21-day challenge is going to be actually a spending freeze. And I do this once a year. This year I'm doing it with Courtney, and what we've noticed and the reason why we do this, let's start there. The reason why we do 21-day freezes is in the course of the year, we tend to spend on things that aren't necessarily, the barriers between wants and needs tends to get a little skewed. In our case, we're both, he's a financial and investment advisor actually, and I'm a financial planner. We work with our clients usually in the evening, for example, and we get home generally a little later. By the time you work with clients and things like that, you've gone through the day. The last thing I want to do is cook a meal. And he kind of feels the same way as well. Generally I cook, he does the dishes, but lately actually it's been the other way around. He's been doing a lot of cooking too, but we get to the point where we don't want to cook, so we will grab something on the way home. And that actually gets quite costly. If the order in or, picking something up on your way home can get quite costly. And that really skewed our budget quite a bit. And we got into that habit, and that's something that we noticed. There's other spending that we're doing. Our gas prices increased or decreased. And as that adjusted, we really had to really pay close attention to what was going on. And ultimately, why we do a 21-day spending freeze is because it essentially goes on a fast of all of that stuff. All of the items that you think you need, all of a sudden aren't quite need category anymore. They become more wants. And so we are able to make drastic changes to our budget. And that's really exciting for us as we see the changes go on. And so when we sit down and we've gone 21 days, the reason why we choose 21 days is number one, if you can go 21 days without something, it's a want, not a need. And then number two, it takes 21 days to create a habit. And we always work with our teams and the people, our clients as well, and talk about 21 days to create a habit. And so since that's kind of our go-to and our forte, that's why we chose 21 days. There's some people that will do 1 month, and more power to you. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just kind of what we chose to do that 21 days to make sure that it's a habit. So what we do is we will go through everything and we'll set that up and then work out the month. Or the 3 weeks. But here's the thing about spending freezes, and it doesn't matter how long they are, whether they're 1 week or whether they are 21 days or an entire month or however long you choose for your spending freeze. You can either be extremely successful and save a lot of money, or they can be done wrong and you can actually spend more money on a spending freeze preparing for it because you're mentally buying more things and preparing for it in advance. And so that's not the key. And I'll go into detail in some other videos. I'm going to try and post almost every day for the next 21 days and show you the details of how I prepare for it, how I go through it. And maybe as of March 1st, maybe you guys will want to try this challenge. But I'm really looking forward to passing on this information. I will post every day, or I'm going to try and post every single day and just give you a little piece of information and show you what we're doing. I'm going to do a weekly Q&A on Monday evenings, and I hopefully we're able to pull Courtney in so that the guys can get a male perspective on what's going on and how we're doing that. I'm going to post, if there's a question that comes up multiple times, we'll talk about it in there. We'll pull those questions that you ask in the comments and DMs and things like that, and we'll cover those, as well as we're going to try and do those live, and so we'll have live questions coming in. I'm going to do a midweek check-in and show you what we've got going on and how things are going, if we're struggling or kind of where our mindset is, as well as I'm going to talk about dating. We normally do like a weekly date night, and that costs a lot of money. We're going to date. We can't spend money on dates. And so we'll go through that, especially the Valentine's right in the middle of that. That's going to be very difficult. My birthday is right in the middle of that as well. So we've got a few challenges coming up that, we didn't think about when we planned that, but I'm glad it's right in the middle of that so that we can go over those details with you and show you how to do that. Whether it be you're on a no spend or you simply just don't have the finances. And that's what we're facing. There's a government shutdown or just ended, at least for 3 more weeks, I think is what they said. And so people might be low on funds and they have to face Valentine's Day and maybe some birthdays in there and things like that. And so hopefully we can go over some ideas for that. As well as the big one that I always get asked about is meal planning. I'm always on a really low budget for meals in general, unless we get on our eating out kicks, which we tend to do because we get to the point where you get tired of cooking at home, and I totally understand that. I'm there. And then as well as things like how to deal with things like milk. Milk expires long before 3 weeks is over. I went to the store today and I was only able to get milk until the 13th, and it expired until then, and how I'm going to work with that. So really looking forward to that. We will see you on tomorrow's video, and we will post every day. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll see you next time. Make sure you subscribe or follow, depending on which platform you're on, and so that you don't miss out on any of the information. I'm looking forward to talking to you guys. And if you have any questions, drop them along. We'll see you.